What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Betting Insiders. It's me, Jacob, your boy Pick Management, here with Betting Royalty, the Prince of Picks, Payam, off of stellar night. 5-1 combined. You can't ask for much better than that. We smashed last night's two-game slate. If you weren't paying attention, I said 2 games, no problem. We're still going to cash you a whole bunch of bets. So we hit on a lot. 5-1, like I said, and we are back for another night on this huge 14-game slate. I don't know what the NBA is thinking. 2 games on a Thursday, 14 on a Friday. You think they maybe split that up a little bit to have a better weekend schedule, but nope. So we get a big Friday night schedule. We both have a few picks. I've got like 5 or 6. Payam's got like 3 or 4. And we are going to get right into it. So Payam, tell the people how your night was, how your day's going, and what do you have for tonight's best bets on this 14-game NBA slate?
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Like Jacob alluded to, big slate tonight, massive slate of games tonight. So we do have a few bets for you. Last night, 2-0, hit both of my bets. So, we're continuing to cash out tickets here and smash these books. And like you said, whether it's 2 games or 10 games, we're going to get you guys money. So that's what we've been doing. That's what we continue to do. And we're going to do that again tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. My first game for tonight is going to be the Indiana Pacers hosting the Atlanta Hawks. For this game, I am going Hawks Pacers game total over 262. The last time these two teams matched up in mid-November, the final score was 152 to 157. Okay, so these are 2 of the top 3 teams offensively, and they're also 2 of the bottom 3 teams defensively. When these 2 teams play, it's fireworks. I don't see any team being able to stop the other. I would expect the exact same type of game as we got last game, run and gun. Both teams, didn't play last night, so you don't have to worry about any back-to-backs or any, fatigue from those back-to-backs. So I'm all over the over in this. I get it. It's an enormous number. Might be the highest, highest number of the season.
Ever.
Okay.
I believe I've been doing some research.
Okay.
I believe this is the highest total ever.
Wow.
I'm going to jump in here. The 5 largest totals that I've seen: 250 Wizards Pacers in 2021, 250 Pacers Hawks March 25th, Rockets Pelicans 250 in February 20th, Hawks Pacers 252. So the Hawks and Pacers, or at least the Pacers, are on 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 largest overs ever in NBA history.
Wow.
The Pacers have been involved in.
Wow. Well, you got to think there's more points scored now than ever before. So, right. Back in the day, the rules were leaning more towards defensive, styles of play. And so you could do a lot more defensively than what you can do now. You can get away with a lot more back then. So, that kind of skews the numbers just a little bit, but still that's an incredibly high number.
The next highest closest total, was the Bucks versus Pacers on December 13th, 259.
Okay.
This is a massive number.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I'm diving right into it. I'm taking the over. They're not going to bait me to take the under on this one. I could see this being a 140 to 130 final. I just don't see how either team stops each other. I get it. It's a large number. I'm taking the over. What do you want?
I'm going to take Pacers here, minus 160. I think this team is starting to click a little bit more defensively, even though they are giving up these huge numbers. They're doing enough defensively to win, and they're being able to make some stops when they need to. Other than that, they aren't really playing defense. But, it's like I said during the in-season tournament. What happens to the best offensive team when they go from being the worst defensive team to, like, the 5th worst defensive team? You know what I mean? Just a little bit of defense really could change the whole makeup of this team. And I like them at home on a Friday night, off a little bit of rest at minus 160 on the money line. And I can't do it. I am going to be on the under in this one. Sure. So we have another little showdown going on. I'm going to be on the under 262. It's minus 120. I don't think it gets there. I think honestly, I don't think this gets to 240.
Well,
so I think the books are baiting the public because the public loves totals. But just gotta tell you, Don't remember. It's not under until it's over. So, so yeah. So
All
that's what
right.
I'm on for this
All
game.
right.
What do
All
you
right.
what do you have going
So
on
for
for
the, by
the
the way,
rest of the slate?
just for the record book, so on our showdowns, we're currently 2-2. So
Yep.
we're 50-50. So let's see how this one goes. Next up, I'm gonna be on the Boston Celtics, hosting the Utah Jazz. For this one, I am on Utah plus 14. The Jazz has not lost a game by more than 14 points in their last 14 games. And, I feel like I'm the only one saying this, but the Utah Jazz are a better team than people think they are. I think they are undervalued. I think the reason that they started off slow this year was they had a lot of injuries. Markkanen was out, Jordan Clarkson was out, Walker Kessler missed some games, John Collins was in and out of the lineup due to personal reasons. They had a lot going on in the beginning of the season. Those guys are finally over their personal reasons. They're back and healthy, and they're playing better. They're competing in every game. As you can see, as alluded to by what I just said, they haven't lost by more than 14. Some can say, well, if you lose by double digits, that's a big loss. Not to me. So they've been competitive. They've been, maybe overachieving according to some people's expectations. But again, this is the same team that last year started off hot, had a better record than many people thought. And I'm just going based off of what I think their value should be. And maybe Boston gets out to a big lead, but there's definitely a backdoor cover in play here. So 14 is just too much for me with the Utah team that's hot, having won 6 of their last 7. So I'm on Utah plus 14. Ooh, you got anything for this one?
Nothing officially. I will say that Utah is 6-1 ATS their last 7 games, 6-1 straight up their last 7 games, 5-2 ATS against Boston the last 7, and 5-2 straight up their last 7 against Boston. Utah's 4-1 ATS the last 5 on the road, and 5-1 ATS the last 6 when playing on the road against Boston. So there are some trends really leaning in your favor. And then the other thing I might look at here is the total. It's a little high for me on this one, but both of these teams are running gun. And the only thing is, like, I have trouble taking Boston here because I don't think that Tatum and Brown are really at the levels that they need to be to really cover these huge spreads on a consistent basis. I need to see them really, take things to the next level and really just continuously blow out teams. I understand how good Boston is currently, and I expect them to win this game. But by 14, I'm not quite sure. So,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm totally with you on that. And the other thing too is, I was considering taking the Boston team total, but if this game does get out of hand in the fourth, you could potentially see both of them sit, and then that's where I think maybe Utah can get back in and get a backdoor cover. But so I'm looking at both angles. Maybe Utah keeps it close the whole game, or maybe they backdoor cover. Either way, I agree with you. So yep, next up, or finally for me, we're gonna go to Golden State, where the Warriors are hosting the Detroit Pistons. Guess what? This is a trap game for the Warriors. Pistons plus 10 is my play. And I'm also going to go Pistons first half plus 6. The last 4 games, the Pistons have either led or been down by 6 or less at halftime. So this is a team that they get out early. I think the reason for that, I think teams are kind of overlooking them, and so I think they kind of can get out to an early lead. And then second half is when things kind of go a little haywire for them. But Warriors having coming off a back-to-back, having an intense game last night, versus a heated rivalry and the Denver Nuggets. I look for this to be somewhat of a trap game for the Warriors. I'm not saying that they're going to lose. I would expect them to win. But 10 points with this Warriors defense still not being what they should be, giving up 130 to Denver. They're still giving up a lot of points left and right. And, Detroit's been feisty, minus that one blowout loss to Houston, which they were tied, or I think they were tied at the half, or they were down by single digits against Houston in that game, so they kept it close for a half at least. But I just think Detroit is just, they're still hungry for wins. And for me, this could be a letdown spot for the Warriors. So I'm on Pistons plus 10 and first half Pistons plus 6. You got anything for this one?
I do. I'm going to take Pistons plus 12. I bought it up a couple points.
Sure.
I think they might need it. But like you said, it's the second half that gets haywire. I like your first half plus 6. It's a good bet. And it's just Golden State still trying to figure things out without Draymond. And that's why I think these big spreads are going to be hard for them to cover just in general. And we just saw the Pistons cover a big spread against somebody the other day. We both cashed on. I can't remember who it was, but I think the Pistons, get it done here. So good bet.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
all for you in this one.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for me for tonight.
All right, well, let me jump into the rest of the bets that I have for tonight's slate. Next up, I'm going to be on the Rockets +5 at home versus the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves just let us down big time the other day when they lost. Let me pull this up, sorry. They lost to the Pelicans. Yeah, they lost to the Pelicans bad, 117-106. They've lost 3 out of the last 5 games. 2 of them have been on the road. They're 7-8-2 against the spread on the road, while the Rockets are 13-5-1 against the spread at home. As an underdog, they're 11-9-1. As a home underdog, they're 6-3. First teams allowing more than 102 points per game, they're 19-9-2. So I really think that this Rockets team not only covers the 5 that I took it at. It's at 3.5 now, but there might be a good chance of them taking this game outright. So make sure to check the socials at Pick Management later today to see if I make the Rockets money line an official play at +135 currently. I think the Rockets are hot. I think the T-Wolves are starting to struggle a little bit. Things are falling apart. And at home, I really like the Rockets here. Next up, you didn't have anything on this one, right?
No, if anything, I was looking at the under for this game, just because both teams are pretty good defensively. They're both top 2 or 3 in the league defensively, so I may end up taking the under on this one. Again, check the socials for that, but yeah, other than that, no.
All right on. The next one I'm going to be on. So currently this line is not available. I jumped on this line as soon as I saw it this morning. It was at 226 when it opened. The Knicks versus the Sixers. Currently at over 231.5, got up 5.5 points in the last 5 hours. So that is a huge jump. The lowest you can get it at currently is 229. I still like it at 229 if you can get it. But officially and for the Pick Management crowd, it is over 226. So sorry that's no longer available, but it is an official play. What else am I on? I'm also on the Lakers money line -170. I also like them at -4. So I'm going to take a unit and split it up on that, just in case the Grizzlies and John Morant get a little squirrely at the end. I'm going to take that, but I do like the points and the money line here, so I'm going to split that up in half. And then, did you have anything on that?
No, actually, I was looking at Memphis +4 for that one. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stay away from that. We'll stay away from that then.
So, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I do like the Lakers. This is all dependent upon if LeBron and AD are both playing.
I just think there's too much turmoil with the Lakers right now. I don't know. There's just a lot of smoke coming from that organization. I think they're 2-10 in their last 12 games, something like that.
I get it. Listen, I get it.
Darvin Ham's on the hot seat. He's getting fired every day now. Lakers media is all over, him. And I don't know. I just think
I have this game at 114-105 in favor of the Lakers. I am looking at numbers because that's what's important. Memphis losers at 4 out of the last 5. I get the Lakers have lost 2. But the Lakers have played a tougher schedule in that they played Boston, Minnesota, and Miami. In New Orleans. They played at Minnesota, and then they beat Charlotte. So they're beating bad teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Toronto,
sure.
on the other hand, is losing to bad teams. They lost to Toronto. They lost to
Detroit.
They lost to Detroit. They lost to New Orleans. They've lost to they actually played a pretty tough schedule as I'm looking at it. But I just think Memphis on the road here against the Lakers team. Off 2 days rest, I just think that they're going to be able to do it.
I think, like you said, it's up to AD and LeBron, really. I mean, currently, you know what? Sorry, just honestly, all Lakers games are really up to AD and LeBron. I mean, if neither one of them doesn't have a great game, then I think the Lakers are suspect to lose every game they play, to be honest with you.
I mean, currently, James, Davis, and Russell are all questionable for tonight. So
okay. Well, James and Davis have been questionable every game of the year, so I take that with a grain of salt. But,
right. Yeah. But if one of them is out and Russell is out, this is going to be a no bet. If there's 2 of those injuries, or if LeBron or like I said, or they need to be a full squad for this to be an official bet. And then lastly, I am going to take the Kings minus 180. I know it's juicy. Listen, I'm going to touch on this real quick. I heard another podcast today, The Daily Juice, a great podcast by Matt Severance, talking about bankroll management and how important it is, and about paying high juice. And that all of this was built on 11 versus 10, right? On 11 versus 10, which is like the minus 110 line, right? All of this was built around that. While bankroll management is like the most important thing that you can do in betting, sometimes you have to take bigger lines. You can't always get minus 110. If your number says that the spread should be -3 and the spread is -4 at minus 150, when you're paying the juice on like $100 on that, we're talking about like $10. So for me personally, when it comes to sports betting, bankroll management, paying the juice, all that stuff, I'm okay with having a not a guarantee, never guaranteed, but better odds for me to win that cost me only a couple of bucks. I am way okay with paying that. Well, some guys aren't and will only take stuff that is at minus 110. Good luck. But I will continue my record of 60+%. Maybe I'm not at the biggest units as some other people, but it is consistent winning over a long-term basis, and you can't ask for much better than that. So for that reason, I'm going to be on a minus 180 for the Kings. I don't think they cover the 4.5 here. The Raptors on the road. Let me pull this up real quick. Raptors on the road are currently 8-8 against the spread. 9-9 as an underdog or pick. 17-17. You're straight up 50%. But at home, the Kings 8-10 as a 8-10 ATS overall. They haven't been that great against the spread, but they're 17-11 after a day off. And I think Memphis, who has just won 3 games in a row, Toronto, who have just won 2 games in a row. They beat Cleveland at home, Memphis on the road. But Sacramento has just won 3 of their last 4, beat Orlando in overtime, beat Memphis as well, beat Atlanta at Atlanta, and then they beat Memphis in Memphis. I just think this is a better Kings team than Toronto, especially at home. So for that reason, I'm going to be all over this Kings line. I think that's going to do it for me. I have some leans on some other stuff like the Suns with no Jimmy Butler for the Heat. Probably be leaning on maybe the Clippers money line here on the road against the struggling Pelicans.
Sorry, quick question: Durant? Is he in tonight?
I don't know. I think
he was out. He was out last game. So
let me check that for you. Durant is questionable.
Okay.
So we'll see. Even without Durant, I think I still am going to be taking this Suns line.
Mm-hmm.
But check back for the socials because I'll probably have a couple extra 3 or 4 free plays up there later today. So that'll do it for Payam and I. Payam, let the people know where they can find you and what else you currently have going on.
Yep. So just want to touch on the Raptors real quick. For me, that they're kind of a tricky team to bet on. I continue to think that they're actually better than what their record is. I think they're underachieving personally. And I almost comp them to like the Pelicans of the East. They got a lot of long guys, active, athletic, young, long wingspan defenders. Without Zion. But to me, Pascal Siakam is like a poor man's Brandon Ingram, so I see a lot of similarities between the two teams. It's just, I think, I don't know if it's coaching or what it is with the Raptors, but it looks like they're trying to blow up their team. Pascal Siakam's on a trade block. So we'll see what happens with them, but I'm with you on the Kings money line. But yeah, I see why you wouldn't want to take the 4 because the Raptors are, it's tricky with them. Plus the numbers just support that, their ATS is relatively good on the road. So, but yeah, other than that, you guys can follow me on X at PrinceofPix10, and also on TikTok at PrinceofPix10 as well. Make sure you guys follow our YouTube channel. We got a lot of cool new videos coming out. We just posted a soccer Asian Cup betting video that we just posted out last night. It's covering all of the matches from match day 1 of the Asian Cup. So any soccer fans out there, make sure you guys are liking the video, subscribing, sharing it with your friends and family. We got another video. We got an African Cup of Nations video coming out as well for soccer, and we got other sports coming out. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned into this channel, share it with your friends and family, spread the word. Yeah, we're looking forward to getting into all these picks with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Where else can you find an NBA betting show plus a soccer show that covers Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America? We do it all here at the Sports Betting Insiders. I'm Jacob at Pick Management on Twitter and TikTok and YouTube. This has been the NBA Betting Insiders, and we will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Might be most definitely. It's simple mathematics.